Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Just testing my mic here. Okay, give me a moment so that I can share my screen and then share the program as well for today. Okay. Hare Krishna and welcome everybody for the Sunday program this evening. We are celebrating the appearance day of Lord Ram, Supreme Personality of Godhead Shri Krishna. He appeared in the Treta Yuga as Dashrath Nandan, as the son of Maharaj Dashrath and Mother Kaushalya. And his eternal consort appeared as the daughter of Mithila Naresh, Janak Maharaj, as Sita Devi. And also along with her also appeared his brothers to assist in his pastimes as Bharat, Lakshman, and Shatrughan. And of course, the demigods appeared as the all-time famous Vanar Sena of Lord Ram. So today's program is for Ram Navami. The actual day was Wednesday, April 21st, last week. We had a celebration in the evening, and we have a special celebration today as well. So the program details are up on the slide. We will start with Guru Puja Kirtan in about another 4 minutes. There's a special class on Ram Navami by Pyare Prabhu from 4 to 5, which will be followed by Gaur Aarti and Gaur Aarti Kirtan. We will have nourishing prayers after that. Then a small drama followed by Abhishek announcements, during which we will also distribute the sponsor bags to the devotees and our team that's helping with the program at the temple. After that, the devotees at the temple will be given an opportunity to do Pushp Abhishek for Lord Ram deity. And we will conclude tentatively around 6:35, 6:40 p.m. So that's roughly the program for this evening. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, thank you again. If you have any questions or comments, like we've just got started, so I'm hoping that there are no comments as such, but if you have any questions or concerns, you can ask them now, and in about 2 or 3 minutes, we will start with Guru Puja. Rasraj Prabhu, do you share the Guru Puja slide?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu. Are you going to share the Guru Puja slide, Prabhu?
Yeah, I do not have slides, but I can share the Veda.
Okay, just share it from the song,
Okay.
the electronic songbook, yeah. We might have some new participants today, so it will just help to have it up on the screen. Hare Krishna, can we get started with the Guru Puja now?
केवल भक्ति सद्मा श्री गुरु चरण पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा बंदो मुई सावधान माते बंदो मुई सावधान माते यहरा प्रसाद हे भगवत करिया जाय जहरा प्रसाद भाई हे भगवत करिया जाय कृष्ण प्राप्ति होय सदा होते कृष्ण प्राप्ति होय सदा होते गुरुमुख पद्मा वाक्य चिते ते कोरिया ऐक्या गुरुमुख पद्मा वाक्य चिते ते कोरिया ऐक्या आरना कोरी हो मने आशा आरना कोरी हो मने आशा श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति जय प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा जय प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति चाहा होते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेम भक्ति चाहा होते अविद्या विनाश जाते वेद गाय चाहर चरित वेद गाय चाहर चरित श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनार बंधु गुरु चरणा सिंधु आदम जनार लोके नाथ लोकेर जीवाना लोके नाथ लोकेर जीवाना आहा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया हा प्रभु देह मोरे पद छाया बेजाज घुसो त्रिभुवना बेजाज त्रिभुवना आहा प्रभु करो दया मोरे पद छाया आहा प्रभु कर दया देह मोरे पद छाया आहा प्रभु कर दया देह मोरे पद छाया प्रभु कर दया देह मोरे बेजात सुख भवाना Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Should we continue Hare Krishna? Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Hare Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktarunda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna. Ipat Prabhu, is Pyare Prabhu going to give class from the old temple?
Huh?
You can do it.
You took it already?
Hare Krishna.
Then good. I was not.
No, he's giving class at the new temple.
At the new temple, Mataji. Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
There he is.
Hare
Okay, yeah, I
Krishna.
see him now. Yeah, Hare Krishna. It's about 4 p.m. now, and we're going to have class on Lord Ram by His Grace Pyare Mohan Prabhu.
थांबा प्रभू जरा. इंटरेस्टिंग मशीन आहे. थोडं दाबावं लागतं. एक मिनिट प्रभू 3 सेकंद धरतो. मला दामोदर बोलले 3 सेकंद धरा. तरी काय. ठीक आहे. 98.2.
Question 15 minutes question answer, 45 minutes class.
Okay. Well, what I want to do is I'm going to keep my mask on for chanting. So, but I'd like everyone to be further away.
Yeah.
Because not when I take off my mask, but when I read, I'll take off my mask. So you can move. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, I can't hear the Kirtan. Hare Krishna, it's not audible.
Madhuri Kishori, I believe that the internet at the new temple sometimes becomes a little weak.
Okay.
Maybe because of that.
But that's not good, then we can't hear the lecture, right?
Gitamala Mataji, if it persists, I'll reach out to somebody at the new temple.
Okay, thank you.
Gopi Jana Bala Nandana Brajana Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Brajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram, Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram. Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram, Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram. Raghupati Raghav Patita Pavana Sitaram. Sitaram Jaya Sitaram. Sitaram Jaya Sitaram. Sitaram Jaya Sitaram. Sitaram Jaya Sitaram. Jaya Goranita, 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 Jaya Goranita. Jaya Goranita, 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 Jaya Goranita. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, Sitaram ki, Hanuman ki, Jai Lakshman ki, Jai Gaur Premanandi. Okay. What's all that? What's that noise? What? Oh. Okay, so it's not going to be happening during. Okay. So I'm going to follow the example of the great executives of today. They walk up to the microphone, and then, and they're supposed to be following the advice of the scientists, and then they take off their mask when everyone's far away. For chanting, I'd want to wear the mask because you're yelling, kind of, and then it travels these germs. So I'm taking off my mask, so don't sit over there. It might be too close. So, the actual day of Ram Navami has already passed. We already celebrated it, but it was during the week, so we're going to have a special Ram Navami celebration again today. I'm going to be reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Most people, I'm going to read, which not many people, when we're reading about Ram, usually go to the second canto. But in the second canto has a description of the different incarnations, and it kind of gives a summary of the incarnation. So I'm going to start with 2:7:23. Asmat prasada sumukha kalaya kalesha ikshvaku. Can you get this on the board? 2:7:23. You want to lower it? Okay, you do it. I'll look over here. Okay. So if you get it on the board, then we could do it again and everyone could repeat. Okay. Asmat prasada sumukha kalaya kalesha.
Kalaya kalesha.
Ikshvaku vamsha avatirya goro nideshe.
Ikshvakavamsha avatirya gurur nideshe.
Tishtan vanam sadayitanuja avivesha.
Tishtan vanam sadayitanuja avivesha.
Yasmin virudya dasha kandara artim archat.
Yasmin Virudya Dasakandara Artim Marcha.
I don't actually have the word for word here, so I'm just going to read the translation. Unless someone gets me a Bhagavatam, I don't know where they are. The second canto, chapter 7. So it's second canto in the new ones, it's all one book. So I could find it. Well, I can't read it. No, I don't. I have some things printed. I can find it. Okay. Word for word. Asmat. Unto us, beginning from Brahma down to the insignificant ant.
To us, beginning from Brahma down to the insignificant ant.
Well, we got that coordinated pretty nicely. Prasada. Maybe the people online should be muted because they saying it at a different time. No, you can still continue saying it, but we won't hear it here. It's causeless mercy. Sumukha, so inclined. Kalaya, with his plenary extensions. Kaleshaha, the Lord of all potencies. Ikshvaku, Maharaj Ikshvaku, in the dynasty of the sun. Vamshe, family. Avatirya, by descending in. Guru, of the father or spiritual master. Nideshe, under the order of. Tishtan, being situated in. Vanam, in the forest. Sadaita Anuja, along with his wife and younger brother. Avivesha, entered. Yasmin, unto whom. Virudya, being rebellious. Dasa Kandara, Ravana, who had 10 heads. Artim, great distress. Archat, achieved. Translation, due to his causeless mercy upon all living entities within the universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, along with his plenary extensions, appeared in the family of Maharaj Ikshvaku as the Lord of his internal potency, Sita. Under the order of his father, Maharaj Dasarat, he entered the forest and lived there for considerable years with his wife and younger brother. Ravana, who was very materially powerful, with 10 heads on his shoulders, committed a great offense against him and was thus ultimately vanquished. Purport. Lord Ram is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his brothers, namely Bharat, Lakshman, and Shatrughna, are his plenary expansions. All 4 brothers are Vishnu Tattva and were never ordinary human beings. There are many unscrupulous and ignorant commentators on Ramayana who present the younger brothers of Lord Ramachandra as ordinary living entities. But here in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the most authentic scripture on the science of Godhead, it is clearly stated that his brothers were his planetary expansions. Well, this is something everyone should know. There are different incarnations. There's Shaktivesh avatars who are empowered incarnations. So in other words, we are all Jiva souls, but we can be empowered by God to perform a particular function. And we can do that function just as well as if God himself was here, because we're empowered by God. But we're still Jiva souls. So Ram's brothers could have been Jiva souls who were empowered by God, or Ram in this case, because they're fully surrendered to him. I mean, you don't get empowered by God unless you're surrendered to God. But in this case, they're planetary expansions. That means they're equal in God's power as Ram. They're like, Prabhupada gives the example of one candle lighting another candle. Each of those candles has the same brightness. So they're equal in that sense, but one was the original. So here we should understand that Ram and his brothers are all Vishnu Tattva. We are Jiva Tattva. Vishnu Tattva is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he can expand into many Vishnu forms as he like, and each one is equal. Okay. But here in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the most authentic scripture of the science of God, it is clearly stated that his brothers were his planetary expansions. Planetary means full expansions. Originally, Lord Ramachandra is the incarnation of Vasudeva. Lakshman is the incarnation of Sankarshan. Bharat is the incarnation of Pradyumna. And Shatrughna is the incarnation of Aniruddha. So there's Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. These are the four expansions of the Lord. There's Krishna, Balaram, then there's the quadruple expansions they're called. So, and these quadruple expansions are the same as Ram and his brothers. Lakshmi Ji, Sita, is the internal potency of the Lord and is neither an ordinary woman nor the external potency incarnation of Durga. Durga is the external potency of the Lord, and she associates with Lord Shiva. But Sita is the internal potency of the Lord. So Sita would be an expansion of Radharani, just like Ram is an expansion of Krishna, and so Sita is an expansion of Radharani. So as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 4.7, the Lord appears when there are discrepancies in the discharge of factual religion. Lord Ramachandra also appeared under the same circumstances, accompanied by his brothers, who were expansions of the Lord's internal potency, and by Lakshmi Ji, Sita Devi. So Ram came, and he has his brothers, and they're helping him in so many ways. Of course, Ram can just do everything himself. He doesn't even have to have his brothers there to help him, but it's nice. It's his pastime. He can do what he likes. So he gives his brothers an opportunity to serve. When I was first reading this, I was thinking of how his brothers served him. Lakshman went with him and did everything to make Ram and Sita comfortable in this forest, building shelters, making fires, getting things for cooking, and he just served him in so many ways while they were there. And of course, he fought with him to kill the Rakshasas at the end. And then Bart was so upset. He wanted to reject his mother altogether after she asked their father to ban Ram to the forest for 14 years. On the day of his coronation, he's going to become king. Ban him to the forest because she was influenced by some witch. And she's thinking that that Ram is going to be the king, and which, bad association. Somebody starts talking to you, if they're against Krishna conscious, you can't listen to these things because you can get affected. Even Kaikeyi, who is one of the mothers of Ram, or mother of Bart, who was an incarnation of the Lord, was influenced. Of course, this is a pastime. The whole pastime is there for reasons. But even if it's a pastime, we have to learn from how, if she could be affected, we can all be affected. So we have to be careful. We should never hear blasphemy. So she was hearing, and she got influenced, and she had this benediction because she helped Dasarat, the king, when he was in battle, and she saved his life. She mended his wounds, and he promised her 2 boons. We don't generally promise boons, I owe you a favor or something, But she promised him 2 boons, and he asked what she would want. She said, well, I don't really want anything now. I'll use them in the future. She saved it just for this whole pastime. So it was 2 of the boons were to ban Ram to the Dandaka forest for 14 years and to enthrone her son, Bart, as king. And everybody loved Ram. They also loved Bart, and Bart loved Ram. So when Bart found out, he was furious. And he took over as a king, but only for Ram. He took Ram's shoes, and he moved outside the palace, and he lived just in a hut. And he had matted hair. He was very austere, lived very simple, suffering greatly materially, you could say, because he was doing it just. Of course, he first tried to convince Ram to come back, but that didn't work. But he was doing this on behalf of Ram. Ram is the rightful king. I'm not the king. And then, of course, Kaikeyi realized she did the wrong thing, but it was too late. And even though Kaikeyi went and asked Ram to now, I changed my mind, you can come back. But Ram said, I didn't promise you. I promised my father, and my father already passed away, so I can't change it. I promised, I have to keep my promise. I mean, when you read the Ramayana, it's like you really feel this person is amazingly wonderful. You can see why the citizens of Ayodhya just wanted to please him. He was so righteous. He did everything exactly according to the way it should be done. He never broke his word, didn't get disturbed. I'm going to be king, I'm going to be king. And then all of a sudden you find out, no, you're going to the forest for 14 years with nothing. You can have your bow and that's it. Hopefully, good luck, hope you survive. 14 years in the forest, go out for yourself without anything, just for a few days in a forest and see how you live. It's really going to be difficult. You need shelter. According to people today who are in wilderness, first thing you need is shelter. Even more important than food is shelter. You have to have shelter. So they have to build. What do I build? How do I build anything? I got nothing. It's not like you have your backpack with your tent and your sleeping bag. You don't even have anything. Okay, and you're going to be the king of the world, but instead, this is what happens. And you just accept it. Okay, no problem, and you're just going by yourself. But then Lakshman wanted to go, Sita wanted to go. He tried to talk Sita out of it, but she insisted. So he had them come. So it was easier for him, of course. Of course, he's the Lord. He could just manufacture anything at his will. But he didn't use his powers in that way. He just used them in his fighting abilities. He used his powers, amazing powers of shooting arrows. But so you're going to be king. Now instead, I want you to go to the forest for 14 years, perform austerities. And you can't live lots of times. Not only do they have wild animals, They have man-eating demons, rakshasas. You know, and they're a lot harder to deal with because they're smarter and they have weapons. So, but he accepted it and he didn't get disturbed at all. He just accepted it. You know, we get some little change in our situation, we get fried out. We get up, we get disturbed in mind. You know, and there's nobody ever gets a change like that in their situation, from king of the world to a mendicant in the forest without, you know, taking anything with you. Even Sita, she gave away she gave away her jewelry, she gave everything away. It was like the end of your life, pretty much. And he wasn't disturbed. He felt that this is, of course, he's God and he's setting an example. But we couldn't do that. And anyway, he stayed, even though everyone wanted him back. So Bart decided, I'll stay, but I'm not going to sit on the throne. I will live outside the city, and I will rule from there, only on your behalf. And when you come back, you're going to be king. And then Shatrughna. Now, I didn't know much about Shatrughna, and I was wondering he's one of Ram's brothers. What did he do? So I did find some things. I hope I could find them in here. Some things about him. Anybody have any idea of something he may have done? See if anybody online knows.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Satrughna, he killed one of the demon in Madhuban, and he was king of the Madhuban, where Dhruva Maharaji performed the austerity. Very powerful demon he killed. I am forgetting the name of the demon.
Yes, at least I believe that's yes. I didn't understand exactly the places, but yes. Shatrughna killed a demon named Lavana at Madhuvan and thus established the capital of Mathura. This is where the capital of Mathura, where Krishna appeared. When Lord Ramachandra entered Ayodhya, Bart brought his wooden shoes. Bibhishan and Sugriva held a whisk and fan. Hanuman carried an umbrella. And Shatrughna carried the Lord's bow and 2 quivers. So that's another thing Shatrughna did. Sita Devi carried, anybody remember? A water pot containing water from holy places. Angada carried a sword, and Jambavan, Riksharaj, that's another name for Jambavan, carried a shield. After Lord Ramachandra, accompanied by Lord Lakshman and Mother Sita Devi, met all his relatives, the great sage Vishishta enthroned him as king. And I'm going ahead. This is not from this purport, of course. Shatrughna also killed a Rakshasa. Now this is back to when he went to Mathura, which was called something else. He killed a Rakshasa named Lavana, who was the son of Krishna. Killed a demon named Madhu. He was the son of Madhu. Madhu was also a Rakshasa. Thus he established the great forest known as Madhuvan, the town known as Mathura. This is Shatrughna did this. And in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, after leaving for Ayodhya, Gopakumara followed Narada's instructions about remembering Lord Ramachandra's glories by chanting, O husband of Sita, Raghunath, elder brother of Lakshman, O Lord, dear master of Sri Hanuman. Let's see, there before me I saw, this is Gopakumara in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita. There before me I saw Bharat with Shatrughna, seated comfortably with monkeys like Sugriva, Angada, and Jambavan, and surrounded by many handsome men. Thinking Bharat to be Ramachandra, Lord of the Raghus, I recited prayers addressed to that Lord. But Bart covered his ears and repeatedly forbade me to continue, saying, I am only a servant. So he didn't, when he was glorifying Lord Ramachandra, he was with Vishnu before. He's traveling all over the universe. You know, sometimes we go on pilgrimage, go to India, go to different holy places. He went on pilgrimage all over the universe, even into the spiritual world. So Gopakumar greeted Bart with prayers suitable for Lord Ramachandra. All glories to you, great king and emperor of all emperors, Sri Raghavindra, darling of Janaki. Bart was shocked to hear such praise. He covered both ears with his hands and exclaimed, I am just his servant. Because Lord Bart was sitting in a fabulous royal palace on a divine lion throne, attended by many principal servants of Lord Ramachandra and by other residents of Ayodhya. It was easy for Gopakumara to mistake Lord Bart for Lord Ram. Moreover, Bart's beauty and dress were just like Ram's. And because Bart is a plenary portion of the personality of Godhead, his wife is a plenary portion of the goddess Lakshmi. So she appeared just like Mother Sita. And Shatrughna, who stood by Bharat's throne, looked not much different from Lakshman. So that's why he thought. But certain especially attractive features distinguished him from that Lord. His hand was adorned with a bow. His glances were delightful, modest, and humble, playing the role of a perfect king. So I don't know if I'm reading from no, this is the verse. He followed all the prescribed rules and religious principles. And the commentary. Lord Ramachandra is even more beautifully attractive than Lord Narayan. He has 2 arms. He is the best of bowmen. And in his own unique way, he is the best protector of the citizens of his kingdom. He strictly adheres to the Vedic principles of civilized conduct. So leaving Gopakumara at the very spot where he had fallen to the ground, Hanuman went to the side of Lord Ramachandra by jumping as monkeys generally do. Hanuman was drawn back to his Lord's side by the ecstatic attraction of eternal service. So his desire above all, this is Hanuman, was to do whatever would give his Lord the most pleasure. Although the sight of Lord Ramachandra is naturally blissful, when Lord Ramachandra, is with his beloved Janaki, with Lakshman, and with his best servant Hanuman, his beauty increases manyfold, and whoever sees him becomes immersed in the most exceptional ecstasy. So these are some things of, so what happened was Bart told him, I'm not Lord Ramachandra, he's over here, and he brought him to the palace where Lord Ramachandra was. And when he went in, Hanuman went to see him and found out where he was, and then he jumped back to be with Ram. So anyway, that was another thing. Shatrughna happened to be with Bart, and he was mistaken as being Lakshman. So those are a few things. I just looked up some things because I personally didn't know what Shatrughna did, and I was curious. Okay, just going back to the purport again. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 4.7, the Lord appears when there are discrepancy in the discharge of factual religion. Lord Ramachandra also appeared under the same circumstances, accompanied by his brothers, who are expansions of the Lord's internal potency, and by Lakshmiji Sita Devi. So there was some problems going on, and the problems was Ravana. Ravana was so powerful. I don't know if I have this in here, but Indra is very powerful, and Indra's elephant is very powerful. Indra's elephant went charging with its trunk and hit Ravana, and nothing happened at all to Ravana, but the elephant's trunk broke to pieces. So Ravana is like, nobody can defeat him, except, of course, Lord Ramachandra. So the Lord personally had to come, and he came with his 3 brothers, and he defeated Ravana. So Lord Ramachandra was ordered by his father, Maharaj Dasarath, to leave home for the forest under awkward circumstances, and the Lord, as the ideal son of his father, carried out the order, even on the occasion of his being declared the king of Ayodhya. One of his younger brothers, Lakshmanaji, desired to go with him, and so also his eternal wife, Sita Devi, desired to go with him. The Lord agreed to both of them, and altogether they entered the Dandakaranya forest to live there for 14 years. During their stay in the forest, there was some quarrel between Ramachandra and Ravana, and the latter kidnapped the Lord's wife, Sita. The quarrel ended in the vanquishing of the greatly powerful Ravana, along with all his kingdom and family. Sita is Lakshmiji, or the goddess of fortune, but she is never to be enjoyed by any living being. She is meant for being worshipped by the living being alone with her husband. Let me see. She is meant for being worshipped by the living being along with her husband, Sri Ramachandra. So Lakshmi Devi is not meant for us to enjoy. It's meant for us to use in the service of Lord Ramachandra or Krishna. So we're supposed to use Lakshmi to please Krishna, not for our own sense gratification. A materialistic man like Ravana does not understand this great truth, but on the contrary, he wants to snatch Sita Devi from the custody of Ram and thus incurs great miseries. So we want to sometimes have Lakshmi and keep her separate from Ram or Krishna. So the materialists who are after opulence and material prosperity may take lessons from the Ramayana that the policy of exploiting the nature of the Lord without acknowledging the supremacy of the Supreme Lord is the policy of Ravana. Ravana was very advanced materially, so much so that he turned his kingdom, Lanka, into pure gold or full material wealth. But because he did not recognize the supremacy of Lord Ramachandra and defied him by stealing his wife, Sita, Ravana was killed and all his opulence and power were destroyed. Lord Ramachandra is the full incarnation with 6 opulences in full. And he is therefore mentioned in this verse as Kaleshaha, or master of all opulences. So he has 6 opulences in full. Raise your hand if you can name any of those 6 opulences. What? Just one for now. Knowledge, yes. What? Wealth. What?
Fame. Is it fame? Fame.
Say? Fame. I kept hearing sane. I know he's sane, but that's not one of his opulences. Okay, so we got, okay, I don't.
Wealth and fame.
Wealth, fame, and what?
Knowledge.
Knowledge, okay. What?
Beauty,
Beauty. Beauty, yes.
renunciation.
Who's talking?
Online.
This boat. Anyway.
Renounce.
Okay. Renunciation is still one more.
Strength.
What? Well, we got a bunch of people who don't get called on because I can't call on them. So, okay, it's hard to do class both, but it's nice to actually see people where I can see people.
Don't want them to come on the video.
Right. I don't have to ask them, and they can't shut it off. So it's nice. It's really, really, really nice to give a class with people you can see. Even if you've seen them online, it's better. But everybody, not everybody, a lot of. Okay, I'm going to read the translation again. And then I need to know what time it is because I have no idea.
4:45.
Oh, so 15 minutes. Okay, translation. Due to his causeless mercy upon all living entities within the universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, along with his planetary extensions, appeared in the family of Maharaj Ikshvaku as the Lord of his internal potency, Sita. Under the order of his father, Maharaj Dasarath, he entered the forest and lived there for considerable years with his wife and younger brother. Ravana, who was very materially powerful, with 10 heads on his shoulders, committed a great offense against him and was thus ultimately vanquished. Okay, does anyone have any questions? Ganapati Govind. Wait. We gotta, I don't know what you're saying. No, that's great. Give him a mic. Yeah, we can hear you.
So from a philosophical perspective, you described about all the four brothers or the three brothers of Lord Ram. But who is Hanuman from a philosophical perspective? Like how did the Vaishnavacharya Srila Prabhupada give the identity of Hanuman?
Who's Hanuman?
Yeah, like Lord Ram is the expansion of Krishna.
Oh, I believe Hanuman's just a jiva soul. Just like you, but not just like you in the sense.
He's the son of the wind god also, right? Of Vayu.
He looks more like a monkey, but he's fully surrendered. So he's empowered by the Lord because he's fully surrendered. And Gita Mala said he is the son of the wind god.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I heard Hanuman is the incarnation of Lord Shiva. Is this correct?
No, I never heard that. Anybody ever hear that?
That's what my question was. I also heard that he is the incarnation of Rudra. Rudra Ansha is called.
I never heard that. It could be. I don't know everything. But where did you hear it? I mean, we like to hear things from somewhere, that we would consider bona fide. Okay, you have what?
Popular opinion.
Oh, okay. Well, let's vote.
Definitely it's not in the Bhagavatam.
Yes. You have to talk louder. I don't know what he's saying. Can you turn it on? It doesn't seem like it's on. Okay, Hare Krishna.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, you said that Gopakumara saw Hanuman in the spiritual world, but when Lord Ram was returning to Vaikuntha, and Hanuman wanted to come, Lord Ram said only after, he said after some years, and still Hanuman is achieving the Can you explain that story? Like how can Gopakumara see Hanuman in the spiritual world?
Well, why do you say Hanuman is still here?
Because he's one of the 7 Chiranjeevis, right?
One of the what?
7 Chiranjeevis? 12.
What?
Yeah, sorry, 12 or 7.
Chiranjeevi?
Chiranjeevi.
Like Ashwatthama.
Man, with these masks, I don't know what the heck is anybody saying.
He's saying as a Chiranjeevi, one who never dies, one who lives forever.
We all live forever.
I'm just trying to, I don't know.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hanuman, he resides in King Purusha Varsha. Still he is present there.
Anyway, I'm telling you what it says. I just read from the I can say that he can go back and forth. I mean, if Gopal Kumar can go, why can't Hanuman go? Hanuman's pure devotee. He could probably jump there. I don't know. I really
In
don't know the
Srimad
answer.
Bhagavatam, somewhere it has been mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, he resides in King Purushavarsha, and that is one of the island, like 9 island Bharatvarsha. The same, it is one of the island, King Purushavarsha.
Okay. But so does that mean he can't go be in the spiritual world simultaneously?
He can be, because he's empowered by Lord. So definitely.
Yeah, in Brihat Bhagavatamrita, it does say that he's in Vaikuntha serving Ramachandra in the Ayodhya of Vaikuntha.
Right.
So like he could be going back and forth, like Gary purposed.
Back and forth or simultaneously in both places.
Or simultaneously in both places, exactly, yeah.
We with our tiny experience, we can't understand how these things can happen. But we don't really have any experience. We have experience of what? This one little planet. And on this one little planet, we have experience of hardly anything. So we don't know what's going on, even within this universe, let alone the spiritual world and how spiritual beings can do anything they want to do. So I don't see his limitation if he's in two places at the same time. Even a jiva soul, even a yogi, can expand themselves into up to 8, and that's not even a pure devotee. Pure devotee can do anything Krishna wants, or in this case, if Ramachandra wants.
I have a comment here.
Yes.
So I was just thinking how Bharat, even though Lord Ram and Kaikeyi got him the kingdom, did not want it and only ruled it very austerely in Lord Ram's name, whereas in Mahabharata, Duryodhana was just the opposite. He was willing to fight a fratricidal war for illegally taking it from Yudhishthira, the elder brother.
Okay, I can tell me what she just said. You don't know? Can you repeat it?
No, I was just thinking that Bharat, Lord Ram's younger brother, even though the kingdom was handed to him by Kaikeyi, and he could have taken it and ruled it, he did not want it, and he ruled it in Lord Ram's name, only, and so austerely, which is just the opposite of Duryodhana behaved. He illegally wanted to take it from Yudhishthira and fought a fratricidal war just for a kingdom. So I was thinking the difference between Duryodhana and Bharata.
Yeah, it's an okay example, but they were cousins. They weren't brothers, so it's a little different. Whereas even Karna, later when they found out at the funeral ceremony that we have to perform the last rites for Karna, and Yudhisthira and Pandavas are wondering why Kunti is telling him, because he's your older brother. She had given birth, she got this mantra from, was it Devarsha Muni, where she can call any demigod she wants, and she's a kid, 16 years old, and she decided she'd try it, and she called the sun god. And she didn't know she's calling him, and she has to actually have sex with them and have a child from them. That's what the mantra is, but she didn't know that. So she wasn't married, so she had to do something. So the child was born, and of course the sun god kept her as a virgin because he can do it. He's a demigod. And so she had a child, put him on the river. So he's the first of the Pandavas. And then the Pandavas, Yudhisthira said, why didn't you tell us? We would have enthroned him as the king. Why didn't you tell us this? So even this person who was fighting, he was an enemy all his life, he immediately accepted him as their elder brother, and he should have been the king. You know, and then he cursed the woman that from now on, woman will not be able to keep a secret, because she kept that secret, and it was a very terrible thing to do. So now they're all cursed and they can't keep secrets.
It has come to pass.
Yes.
So during the class, you mentioned that Shatrughna killed demon named Lavana, who was son of demon Madhu.
Yeah.
Did I hear that correct?
Yeah.
So if that was the case, then Madhu was killed by Krishna in Dwapar Yuga. That's what I heard.
I don't know when Madhu was killed.
But Krishna appeared in Dwapar Yuga, right? So
Right.
it has to be.
But he could have killed him before then in a different incarnation. Kaitava, may have been. But even if it was Dwapar Yuga, you know, the son was killed, the father lived longer than the son. You know, someone could kill the son and the father's still alive, and later on someone else kills the father. Or it could have been a different age, different time. But it's still Krishna. It's an incarnation of Krishna who killed him. So Krishna, you know, killed the demon Madhu, Madhusudana. What? That's what I thought. Different incarnation killed Madhu. Boy, I'm really getting some challenging questions. I'm not used to this.
You still want to have in-person classes?
Well, I like being able to chant. Maybe we'll do that and then I'll go home and do the rest online. It was really nice chanting Jai Radha Madhava and everyone responding at the same time, you know. It was really nice. Okay, any other questions, comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 19, descriptions of Jambu Dvipa, there it has been mentioned in number 1 slok that Hanuman recites and continuously he is chanting with the glories of Lord Rama.
It says that he resides in what?
He chants the glories of Lord Rama.
Oh, okay. Yeah, someone already said that. Maybe not exactly where, I don't know. But that's what we were discussing. He can go back and forth or he can be in two places at the same time. I think he's in two places at the same time. Let's vote on it.
Definitely he can be.
What?
Definitely he can be both places or
Right.
maybe more places too.
Yeah, he could. He could be in a lot of places. He can be right here now. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Jai Hanumanji.
Very true. He's always there. Where's this Ram Katha?
Yeah, yeah. So he can be in many places. Okay, any other questions? Ganapati Govind again.
Is there Dandakaran in spiritual world also, or is it only in the material world?
Well, I heard him. I don't know if it's in the spiritual world, but because it's in this world doesn't mean it's in the spiritual world, the same place. It could be. I mean, we know Vrindavan, you know, that's in the spiritual world. We know that, Holy Dham. But I don't know about just every place.
The real question is Lord Ram has to go on and live in forest even in spiritual world, or it's just
No.
material?
No, he doesn't have to. Like in the spiritual world, Krishna doesn't have to kill demons. Although the mood is there, but there are no demons. So, no, he doesn't. He comes here to do that stuff. In other words, Lord Ramachandra wanted to go camping for 14 years. So he made the arrangements. And while he's there, he'll kill this big Rakshasa. Of course, him living out in the forest wherever he is, it's a spiritual world. It says that his feet were so soft, it was that it was difficult for Sita with her hands, which are very soft. It was painful, maybe not painful, but they were hard for his feet. So you can imagine in the forest walking. They compared him walking in the forest with all these twigs and stones and pebbles and how hard that is. And well, his feet previously to that, Sita's hands were too rough even. Now you have to say, you might say, oh, she had rough hands. No, she had princess hands. She didn't do physical work. Her hands were perfectly beautiful. And she's also Lakshmi Ji. She's a spiritual being, but somehow it describes that her hands were even hard for Ramachandra's feet. So how difficult it was for him to walk in the forest.
Same description comes for Krishna also. When gopis they are in separation from Krishna during Ras Leela, Krishna leaves them, and they also say the same thing in the Srimad Bhagavatam. But I was just wonder, is it really true or is it just a poetic exaggeration? Because both, like Lord Ram, at least he's playing a Kshatriya, and Kshatriyas are supposed to be rough and tough. Now, how could I wonder that Lord Ram's feet are so tender that it is even softer than Mother Sita's hands?
Well, I would say it's really true, because we accept things literally. And so you can't imagine how soft they were. I can tell you, everyone who's touched Prabhupada's feet, they say how soft it was. Amazing how soft his feet were. Everybody who said it about his feet. I got a chance to put on his slippers, but I didn't touch his feet. And so I don't know, but that's what everyone says. And then there are many people who say they saw Prabhupada floating. He wasn't walking. They're at the airport and they saw him floating. And I was thinking that might be why his feet are so soft, because he doesn't walk. So we can't imagine how soft the Lord's feet are. And Prabhupada's feet, he's a devotee of the Lord, his feet were so soft. And then many people have touched his feet and they say the same exact thing. It's so amazingly soft. So I think Ramachandra's feet were really soft. I think Sita's hands were really soft. But in comparison, his feet were softer. Okay. Any other questions?
Haribol Prabhu, this is Amit.
Yes, Haribol.
One question, Prabhu. So, Sri Ram is filled with so many qualities. What qualities that stands out to you that we should, as a devotees, should meditate and try to imbibe in our life, and which are most relevant in the modern age of today?
Well, for me, I'm most attracted to how he always did the right thing and never was upset or disturbed in any way by doing it. He just did his duty perfectly. Even his wife, who he's so attached to, he killed thousands and thousands of Rakshasas, including the big leader Ravana, and he was so distressed being separated from her. And he was so distressed because he is a person. Impersonalists would think, why is he disturbed? Why is he disturbed? Because his wife is gone. If he's God, why should he be disturbed? He was disturbed because he's a person. He was very emotional. He has emotions. The only reason we have emotions is because God has emotions. So he was very much affected by that. But yet, he was also the ideal king, the perfect king. One person, he went in disguise to the village and wanted to hear what people were saying. And everyone was saying all kinds of wonderful things except for one person, because the person's wife may not have been chaste, I don't know. But he said, I'm not like Ramachandra or King Ramachandra, where his wife was in the company of some other man for so long, and then he takes her back. I'm not taking her back, and therefore Ram thought that people are thinking this. This was only one person that thought this in the whole Ayodhya. But he, because of that, decided he has to set the perfect example as the perfect king. So he banished Sita. She had to leave. And he didn't, of course, remarry. He accepted the vow of only one wife, and he had Sita. But because somebody in the kingdom was saying this, that he banished his wife, and she went to the forest and lived, I believe, in Valmiki's ashram, and she had 2 sons too. And also, just a little side note, when everyone from Ayodhya went back to Godhead except for that one person. I'm not sure where he went, but I know he didn't go back to Godhead. There's the only person in all of Ayodhya who didn't go back to Godhead. Everyone loved Ram. You have a question?
The washerman, he was in Lord Krishna's Leela, right? As Kamsa's idol person who idols his clothes, and Lord Krishna says, "Can you give me that?" And then he says, "No, I'm not."
I don't know. I don't know if that was the same person. Where did you get that from?
Bhagavatam.
Where? In our Bhagavatam?
Yeah.
Oh, then I guess he did. I don't remember.
Hanuman, he also didn't went back.
I don't know what he said.
He said Lord Hanuman also did not go back to spiritual world.
Well, we did. We know he did. He may have stayed and gone back simultaneously. We went over that at least twice.
In that term, yes, Prabhuji. In that term, yes, he didn't went back. He was staying here till the end of the creation.
He said, and I quote, that Hanuman is going to stay here till the end of the creation.
Oh. But we also know that Gopal Kumar saw him there in the spiritual world with Ram. So he can be in both. We have our very, I heard Prabhupada. Someone asked Prabhupada, does Brahma really fly on a swan? Is that like real? and Prabhupada's answer was, because I don't know, how can that be, And Prabhupada says, what experience do you have? We have tiny experience in this little world, and we're basing the whole universe on that. And he really was pointing out some very important things that we don't know how these things happen, but they can happen. How can somebody ride on a swan?
Like Earth floating in the space, like the Earth is floating.
Right.
How many things so heavy can float, in the air. Scientists cannot prove. Similarly, for the universe, if we see the stars, the big stars. Someone asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, what is that planet? What is that? How it came? Prabhupada said, Krishna just painted all of them in the sky. It's just there. He can do anything and he has done it. So there are so many things which, if we go logically to understand, we cannot understand. If we go through the scriptures and through the, Lord's point of view, it makes perfect sense. He can do anything.
Yeah, it's not a big thing. It's like we should really think of, what is my experience? What is our experience? No matter how old you are, your experience is more, but it's still of such a limited little area. We don't have experience in other planets. They supposedly send something to Mars. Even that seems like a hoax to me. They make it go up in the air like 10 feet and then it has to come back down again. It's like, because if we go further, you'll see the skyscrapers over there. I don't know. But all I'm saying is they don't see anything. There's life on Mars. There's life on every planet. You know, we didn't just create planets for nothing. There's life everywhere. You know, even in the desert, there's life in the desert. Even underwater, they find so deep down that nothing can live, and they find life when they go down there. It's like nothing can live because of your stupid experience is only of a certain area. So there's too much pressure down there. Nothing can live. But yet there's fish that live down there. How can they do that? Because we base everything on our stupid, limited experience. We say they can't be. You know, there can't be life on other planets because they're too far from the sun, too close to the sun. They're just basing, you know, it's the frog in the well. You know that story of the frog in the well? Yeah. You know, he's trying to understand what the ocean is like from his little well. How can he understand the ocean? Is it twice as big as this? And he blows himself up. And he says, it's way more than twice as big. Is it 3 times as big as this? It's like, how are you going to understand the ocean from your stupid little well? And that's where we are about everything. You know, we don't understand. How can he be in 2 places at once? How can he be, you know, here? It says he's here, but it also says he's there. Something's wrong. It's not possible because we got no experience. So we just accept the scriptures, and we accept we may not understand fully how it's happening, but we accept that it's there. We accept that he's still in this material world. And we accept that he's in the spiritual world. Whether he's there at the same time or goes back and forth or how he does it, we don't know. But we do accept that he's there with Ram in the spiritual world. Okay. So we're going to end because we have to go on to something else. And I don't know what time it is, but it's probably time. Okay. Let's offer our obeisances to Lord Ramachandra, Sita, Hanuman, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughna, and Srila Prabhupada. Glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Right? Who's Arti now?
Yes, Shiva Mataji.
Yes? Okay.
Yeah, we can start Aarti now.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. जय श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की, गौर निताय भगवान की। कि बजयो जयो गोरा चंद्र आरती को शोभा। बजयो जयो गोरा चंद्र आरती को शोभा। कि बजयो गोरा चांदे आरती का शोभा। कि बजयो जयो गोरा चांदे आरती का शोभा। जहाँ नावी तट बने जगमान लोभा। जहाँ
जगमाला लोभा जाहनावी तटवने जगमाला लोभा नावे तटवने Eva dakshin nithai Bame gadadhara Eva dakshin nithai Bame gadadhara Nikate Advaita Srini Vasa Chatradhara Nikate Advaita Srini Vasa Chatradhara Eva Bhakti Ache Gorachan Ratna Singhasane Ivavate Ate Gorachana Ratna Singhasane Arati Korena Brahma Adi Deva Gane Arati Devanara Hori Adi Kori Chamara Julaya Devanara Hori Adi Kori Chamara Julaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Ghoshadhigaya Sanjaya Mukunda Ghoshadhigaya Eva Sankha Vaje Ghanta Vaje Vaje Karatala Eva Sankha Vaje Ghanta Vaje Madhura Mridanga Vaje Paramarasala Madhura Mridanga Vaje Shankha Vaje Ghanta Vaje Madhur 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 Vaje Shankha Vaje Ghanta Shankha Vaje Ghanta Vaje Madhur 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 Vaje Shankha Vaje Ghanta Vaje Madhur 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 Vaje Shankha Vaje Ghanta Vaje Madhur 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 Vaje Shankha Vaje Ghanta Vaje Gaurange Rarati Shubha Jagajana Mana Lubha Gaurange Ratika Shubha Jagajana Mana Lubha Gaurange Rarati Shubha Jagajana Mana Lubha Gaurange Rarati Shubha
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Iva Bahu Kote Chandra Jini Vadana Ujala Bahu Kote Chandra Jini Vadana Gala Dete Vana Mala Kare Jhala Mala Gala Dete Vana Mala Kare Jhala Shiva Shiva Sukhanarada Preme Gadagara Shiva Shiva Sukhanarada Vakati Vinoda Lekhe Gaurara Sampada Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Veda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम 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 लक्ष्मण हनुमान रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम 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 पति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय 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 राम दशरथ नंदन जय जय राम दशरथ नंदन जय जय राम देवकी नंदन जय जय श्याम देवकी नंदन जय जय श्याम देवकी नंदन जय जय श्याम देवकी नंदन जय राम श्री श्याम जय जय राम जय राम श्री श्याम जय जय राम जय राम श्री श्याम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम 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 जय राम नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
शिल प्रभुपाद की जय जय ओम प्रभुपाद विचार जासुता श्री श्रीमान डिवाइन ग्रेस प्रभुपाद चरण रविंद्र भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद
जय
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परमवचन चरण जासुता श्री श्रीमान डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति वेदांत
जय
नामचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण
चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री शिवास
नाम की जय श्री ब्रह्मणी की जय पार्वती देवी की जय शांति भक्ति महारानी की जय श्री राम जय राम की जय सीता राम की जय
जय
भारत की जय शुद्ध की जय सामवेद भक्त वृंद की
जय
गो प्रेमानंद
हरि हरि बोल
glory to the assembly
हरे कृष्णा
glory to the assembly
हरे कृष्णा
all glory to the assembly
हरे कृष्णा
all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Karanga
और हरि बोल नमस्ते नरसिंहाय नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रहलाद प्रहलाद
बोलो विघ्न विनाशक लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव भगवान की, भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की, शील प्रभुपाद की।
Srila Prabhupada ki. Gaur Premanande. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us this evening for the special Ram Navami celebration. I believe the deities are going to get ready for Abhishek now. And while that happens, we will have the broadcast for the kids' drama for Ram Navami.
You want it on?
Rasraj Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. Everyone can move to this side, left side. You can see the screen. Distancing. Just move please left side with all distancing.
Who organized the drama? Who was in charge?
Sevan and me.
Seven
And me.
and you. Okay, and it's 2 kids?
Yes. Let's go.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
Supposed to hear her?
Yes.
No, no. Sound mistake.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna
What are you doing? Let's go and play.
Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
I think the sound there. Okay, loud.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna
What are you doing?
Hare
Let's go
Hare,
and play.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey Rajula, I need to finish my chanting. You can go and play without me. I'll catch up with you later.
Is chanting that important to you? Why can't you come play now? You can chant later.
Well, one who constantly hears and chants the holy name of the Lord can easily attain the platform of pure devotional service.
The Yuga Dharma of the Kali Yuga is the chanting of the holy name. Let me tell you a story about the greatness of the holy name. Ramayana is an ancient Sanskrit epic which follows Prince Rama's quest to rescue his beloved wife Sita from the clutches of Ravana with the help of an army of monkeys. It was a day of action in the army camp of Sugriva. With one call of Sugriva, millions of monkeys from all over the world had assembled. The task had been clearly explained to them.
All my friends, let us go find Mother Sita!
Find Mother Sita! Find Mother Sita! Here is Mother Sita! There is Mother Sita! Yes, where is she?
No one had any idea where she could be, except that she was kidnapped. Everybody lined up to get blessings from Lord Rama.
My dear brother, Sugriva has a son in the army and is requesting me to bless them so they can go find Mother Sita.
Rama Rama Jai Sita Ram Rama Jai Raja Ram Rama Rama Jai Sita Rama Rama Jai Raja Ram Rama Rama Jai Sita
My dear Lord, please allow me to remain in this position. As long as your hands are on my shoulders, there is hope for me. This is the safest position for any living entity.
My dear Hanuman, all that is fine, but since you have come so late, I have nothing to offer you now. So all my blessings are exhausted. What can I offer you now?
My Lord, you have given away knowledge of the scriptures, wisdom, guidance, power, faith, and many, many more. But I'm not interested in those big things. I am only interested in the small things of your possession. If you could give me those, I would consider myself the most fortunate. You yourself has told Lord Parshuram that the smallest thing in your possession is your name, Rama. Please give me that, because it contains the entire Brahman.
The monkeys were sent all over the world, in all directions. Then they asked Hanuman to fly over the ocean and find Mother Sita. Wow, interesting story. Did Hanuman ever find Mother Sita? Of course! Hanuman finally found Mother Sita in Ashokvati.
Rama Rama Jai Sita Rama Rama Jai Sita Rama Rama Jai Raja Ram Rama Rama Jai Sita Rama Rama.
I truly worship Sita, the consort of Lord Rama. Lord Rama has sent me as a messenger to seek you, along with his brother Lakshmana. They are waiting in grief to know about your whereabouts. Dear Mother Sita, Lord Rama has given me his ring so that you can trust him. Let me take you from this place immediately, O Princess of Mithila. You shall climb upon my back, and I'll leap across the sea at ease.
I have vowed never to touch the body of any man other than Ram, nor could I allow anyone other than Ram to rescue me, thereby diminishing Ram's name. I therefore prefer to wait for my Lord, confident that he will soon arrive.
Please give me a token so that Lord Rama knows that I came and saw you.
You may give him this token in the form of a message.
Jai Shri Ram.
Rama Rama Jai Raja Ram Rama Rama Jai.
Hanuman finally found Mother Sita and came back to give the good news to Lord Rama.
But what concerned them was how all of the monkey army would cross the ocean and reach Lanka. After a whole day of thinking, they were exhausted and utterly frustrated. Hanuman was feeling most helpless.
Why should I worry on how to cross the big ocean when I recently flew to Lanka and returned?
But how can a huge monkey cross the ocean?
But I wonder why King Ram needs such a big monkey army when he himself can destroy Lanka and bring back Mother Sita. But I don't have the courage to ask my Lord because I know he encourages others to work together to achieve a goal. Jai Shri Ram! Unbelievable! How could that happen? Come see, look!
Wow! How did that happen? How can the stones float in the water?
Let's try with more stones. Well, throwing stones mechanically isn't working. There must be something behind it when I threw the first stone. Let me recall what I did. Oh, yes! I was chanting Lord Ram's name. That was the additional factor. Yes, that's what caused the first stone to float. Lord Rama's name.
Wow, we found our solution. Jai Shri Ram. Now all we need to do is pull enough stones to construct a stone bridge across the ocean.
Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram, Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram, Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram, Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram, Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram, Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jai Sita
Lord Rama wanted to try and see how the stones were floating on the water, so he came all by himself near the ocean.
How did the monkeys bring the biggest stones on the ocean?
That didn't work. Must try another way. Oh, let's try the way the monkeys do.
Rama!
Well, that didn't work either.
My Lord, how do you expect the stones to float? When you decide to give up on someone, there's no possibility of liberation for that person. However, when we throw these stones, we chant your name and they float. So kindly allow us to utilize these stones in your service.
Finally, all the monkeys and everyone else present there, including Lord Ram himself, realized the potency of the Supreme Lord's name and that some tasks are best left to his holy name. Jai Shri Ram.
Now do you understand the power of the holy name?
Yes, now I understand the power of chanting the holy names. What a wonderful pastime of Lord Rama. Let me also chant with you.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम, राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम, राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम, राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम, राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम, राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता
Very nice. Hare Krishna, that was a wonderful performance by the children. A lot of hard work by the parents in recording and putting this together. A big round of applause. Okay, I believe it's time for the Abhishek now at the new temple. Are we ready, Tirthpad Prabhu?
Yes. Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll continue with the program. We'll have Abhishek now at the new temple.
Yes.
A request to all the mothers, please have a feast ready for all the monkeys who did the hard work of building the bridge.
Mataji, it's already done.
Yeah. Okay, get the pun, Chaitanya, Hanuman, I mean. Go tell Anjana Devi to give you a feast now.
Or at least some bananas.
Yeah, some bananas, yeah.
It was amazing, especially the crossing to Lanka.
Yeah.
Yes, Mahamantra.
That is true.
Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prasarine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vasudeva Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine
Rama
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Gaur Premanande. So while the deities get dressed, we are going to do the announcements. So allow me a moment to share my screen.
Not now, when the deities came for darshan, flower showering, then sounds good.
Pad Prabhu, this is good time for announcements, correct? Okay, no news is good news. I did not hear back from him, which means we can go ahead with the announcements.
Yes, Mataji. This is good.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us today for the special Ram Navami celebration. The actual day was
He's saying when
Wednesday,
the flower shower starts.
April 21st. We are celebrating today as well in a much more grandeur fashion with the Abhishek and the drama.
Thank you.
I am going to announce the names of the feast sponsors now. The screen is getting a little cropped.
Oh.
So we'll start with Anonymous.
Haribol!
Haribo.
Haribol. Rasraj Prabhu and Sevanandani family. Haribol. Dulal Krishna Prabhu and Tarini Radhika family. Haribol. Sudevi Priya Mataji and family. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Abhiram Prabhu.
Could you please slow down with the announcement a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to pause. Do you want me to pause?
Say
Okay,
yes. Yes.
Okay, I'll pause now. So, okay. Malti Priya Mataji and Madhav Gopal family.
Haribol.
Haribol. Anand Gauranga Prabhu and family.
Haribol.
Amisha, Rajni and Veena Patel family.
Haribol.
Chennaya Prabhu and Anuradha Chinta family.
Haribol.
Geeta and Jagadish Shah family.
Haribol.
Haribol. Geeta Mala Mataji and family.
Haribol.
Janavarani and Janak Trivedi family.
Haribol.
Brajnandani and Madhav Kanta family.
Haribol.
Nikunj Sitarani and Abhiram Divya family.
Haribol.
Satyendra Preeti and Darsh family. Haribol. Gil and Gary Ramos family. Haribol. Manishi and Dev family.
Haribol.
Ganpati Govind, Radha Preeti and family.
Haribol.
Manish Gunjan and family.
Haribol.
Jai Radhe Devi Dasi.
Haribol.
Srinivas Acharya and family.
Haribol.
Haribol. Damodar Swarup and Padmalochani family.
Haribol.
Anand Vrindavan and Prem Kishori family.
Haribol.
Sundar Gopinath Prabhu and Madhuri Kishori family.
Haribol.
Neela Lena family and Shyam Lena.
Haribol.
Tirthpad Madhava and Madhubhashni family.
Haribol.
Geeta Agrawal family.
Haribol.
Mayapur Shashi and Krish Patel and family.
Haribol.
Opilal Mayappan and family.
Haribol.
OP Mataji is sponsoring, she's sponsoring from Ram Navami, and she's also sponsoring for the spiritual benefit of Champa Mataji, who passed away a few days ago in India. Actually, Champa ji was a resident of Glastonbury. She lived very close to our new temple, and she had visited us a couple of times. She was old. She was almost, late 70s or almost 80. And OP used to give her a ride. Old, fragile lady, but very loving. And she loved coming to our Sunday program and attending the program there. So please keep her in your thoughts as well while we pray to Lord Ram today.
And Malati Priya said that she donated the trim that's on the deity outfit at the old temple.
Oh, nice. Champa Mataji donated that?
Yes, that's what Malati Priya said, yes.
Oh, and they have that same dress on today?
They have it on today.
Oh, nice.
Haribol.
Haribol. Haribol. So sponsorship is, I hope I didn't miss anybody today.
Raga Sindhu Prabhu Mataji. Raga Sindhu Prabhu and family.
Oh yes, I missed. I'm sorry. Yeah, Raga Sindhu Prabhu and Vallabhi Gopi family. Let me do a quick sanity check.
Pratap Prabhu and family. Pratap Prabhu and family.
Did I miss them, or is this a new addition?
Right, he just
Right now.
sponsored, yes.
Okay, so loud Hari Bol for Pratap Prabhu and family.
Hari
Bol. Anybody else interested in sponsoring? I'm not able to see the participant pane. So if somebody
Radhakanta
wants,
Prabhuji and family are sponsoring.
Radhakant Prabhu?
Yes.
Okay. Loud Hari Bol for Radhakant Prabhu, Mahalakshmi Mataji and Govind.
Hari
Hari Bol. Anybody else? I don't mean to put anybody on spot. Actually, I can't even see who all are online because I'm just sharing my screen right now and I'm looking at the bridge. What did he say, Abhiram Prabhu?
We could not see who's put on the spot. Yeah, Prabhuji is saying we could not see who put on the spot.
Okay. Okay. I can see how New Temple is such a lively place today.
Yes.
Yeah. Next time we are coming too. Yeah.
We are
Good.
having a great time here.
Yeah, I can see that. So sponsorship opportunities, anybody can be a sponsor for our Sunday program. The cost is $125 only. And if somebody wants, they can also be a part of our Vaishnava holiday program. I believe it's 1400 something. And that gives you the opportunity to sponsor all Vaishnava holidays during the year. We have about 12, one every month. So, if somebody is interested, then that's a very good program as well. Moving on, we have this book in our book collection, Prince Ram, Son of Solar Dynasty. We have limited copies available. So if somebody is interested, please reach out to Ganpati Govind Prabhu. It's available for $20 only.
And how much is it normally?
Ganpati?
I think it's normally 30, so that's $10 off. That's
$10 off. That's a really good discount. And I think it has many illustrations also. It's a picture book, so it goes well for children as well, younger children as well. Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita set on the occasion of his 125th anniversary is available for $55 only. It's a 7-volume set. And this promotion expires on August 31st of this year. So if somebody is interested, then the 7-volume set of Lilamrita is available for $55 only. Move on. Bhadra Purnima this year is on September 20th. And, as indicated by Srimad Bhagavatam, if on the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, one places Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne and gives it as a gift, he will attain the supreme transcendental destination. For the last 3 or 4 years, I believe, we've been having this Bhadra Purnima campaign. Every year, devotees sponsor, one or multiple Srimad Bhagavatam sets, and they give it as a gift to somebody. And I believe maybe not last year because of the pandemic, but the year prior to that, we had a group of devotees who were visiting the recipients of the gifts of Srimad Bhagavatam set and doing the installation at their homes as well. So we had multiple teams, devotees were going to the recipient's home, installing Srimad Bhagavatam, performing a little arti, and doing a complete program for Bhagavatam installation. So I believe we will be continuing with that this year, if everything is under control as far as the pandemic is concerned. So we would encourage devotees to participate in this Bhadra Purnima book Bhagavatam distribution campaign. Okay. Is the birthday rock team ready there at the new temple?
Yes.
Nandgopal Prannath?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
yes, Mataji, we are ready.
So okay, Abhiram, good. So today is Madhuri Kishori's birthday. So let's have a drum roll for that first. Give me a Hari Bol. Thank you very much. So two things here. We'll have a birthday song, but while you offer special prayers for her birthday, I also want to share that a couple of weeks ago, Madhuri Kishori was diagnosed with something called lupus. It's an autoimmune disease and it's extremely painful. 2 or 3 months ago, she went to the new temple to write a Bhakti Shastri exam with swollen hands, swollen fingers, and she was in extreme pain when she was writing her exam. But she was very sportive and she continued. She finished the exam and then went back home. So please keep her in your thoughts and prayers today. And while you pray for her birthday, also pray that Lord Jagannath, brings recovery from this painful condition soon, and she sees and end to this problem. So let's have the birthday song now.
Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. May you never take birth again. May you never take birth again. May you never take birth again. Go back home, back to Godhead. Go back home, back to Godhead. Go back home, back to Godhead.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Madhuri Kishori, I'm hoping those are tears of joy, not because you had to cook since Sundar Gopinath is at the temple today.
No, it's surprise. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You won.
Prabhuji, I stopped counting when I turned 21, so it's 21.
I like that spirit.
Yeah.
I like it, Madhuri Kishori. Yes.
Thank you.
So I believe that's the end of our program now. We have
Not the end, maybe the end of the announcements.
So end of the announcements, we are going to have Pushpa Abhishek for those present at the new temple. And those watching online can do what you've been doing, basically watch, participate by watching. So Tirthpal Prabhu, I'm hoping that everybody who was present at the new temple, you gave them the bags already?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
And
everyone at the temple. Yes.
Okay, because I was looking at the screen and not paying attention.
Who didn't get the bags and who get the bags, so we'll take care of it.
Okay, so Pyare Prabhu made a note of that. Okay, so
I didn't make notes, someone else made a note, but I made a note that made
Okay.
sure they made a note.
Okay, so Abhiram, you are ready for the kirtan, Pushpa
Yes.
Abhishek kirtan now? Okay.
Yes, we are.
All
Yeah.
right, we can start that now.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai. Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai.
Jai.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Te Namine नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे सीताराम जय सीताराम 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 जय सीताराम 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 जय राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम 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 जय राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम 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 जय राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम सीताराम जय राम जय राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम 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 जय जय सीताराम जय राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम 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 जय राम सीता जय राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम 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 राम राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम 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 राम राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम 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 जय राम राजा राम सीताराम राजा राम जय राम राजा राम सीताराम राजा राम जय राम राजा राम सीताराम राजा राम सीताराम सीताराम जय राम राजा राम सीताराम राजा राम जय राम राजा राम सीताराम राजा राम जय राम राजा राम सीताराम राजा राम जय राम सीताराम राजा राम जय राम राजा राम सीताराम राजा राम जय राम सीताराम राजा राम 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 सीताराम राम राम सीताराम 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 राम राम सीताराम राम सीताराम राम राम सीताराम 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 राम राम सीताराम राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम 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 राम राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम राम सीताराम राम सीताराम 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 राम राम सीता जय राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम 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 राम राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम जय राम सीताराम 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 राम राम सीताराम Ram Sita Ram, Ram Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita. Jaya Ram Raja Ram, Sita Ram Raja Ram, Jaya Ram. Sita Ram Raja Ram, Jaya Ram Raja Ram, Sita Ram Raja Ram, Jaya Ram Sita Ram Raja Ram, Jaya Ram Sita Ram, Sita Ram Raja Ram. Ram Ram Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Ram Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram 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 Sita Jaya Ram Sita Ram Jaya Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Jaya Jaya Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Jaya Ram Sita Ram Ram Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Sita Ram Ram Sita Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Ram Lakshman Janaki Ram Lakshman Janaki Ram Lakshman Janaki Hare Jai Bolo Hanuman ki Hare Jai Bolo Hanuman ki Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय बोलो हनुमान की।
They'll open the screen again.
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Everyone together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. आप कौन सा लाइन बोल रहे हैं चैंट करने के लिए? अयोध्यावासी नाम। हरे हरे, हरे राम, हरे राम, राम राम, हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा, कृष्णा कृष्णा, हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम राम, हरे हरे, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, अयोध्यावासी राम, राम राम, दशरथ नंदन राम, अयोध्यावासी राम,
Dasharatanandana Ram, Ayodhyavasi Ram, Ram Ram, Dasharatanandana Ram, Ayodhyavasi Ram, Ram Ram, Nandana Ram, Patita Pavana Janaki Jivana Sita Mohana 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 Ram, Ayodhyavasi Ram, Ram, Dasarathanandana Ram, Ayodhyavasi Ram, Rama, Dasarathanandana Ram.
Srila Prabhupada ki. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai Jai Shri Radhe Syam, Komdev Vrindavan Dham.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Jai. Gaur Premanande.
Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol. Thank you, Jiva Mata ji, for the close-up darshan. I believe this truly is the end of the program now. Devotees who are at the new temple, please collect your to-go prasadam boxes before you leave. And some kind-hearted souls, please help Raga Sindhu Prabhu with the cleanup before you leave the temple premises. On behalf of our temple organizer, on behalf of our festival organizer, I would like to thank Pyare Prabhu and Jiva Mata ji. They also made a special note for thanking all the sponsors today and the devotees who helped with various services, both at New Temple as well as Old Temple. On behalf of Tirthpad Prabhu and Madhubhashri Mataji, thank you to Pyare Prabhu Jiva Mataji, thank you to all the program sponsors, and thank you to volunteers for different services at the temple today. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Actually, whatever we can see from here, New Temple decoration also looks very nice. I can see a bow and arrow. And the nice flower arrangement, that thing behind the, just in front of the curtain also actually looks like a bow, like a big bow. Okay, I believe this is the end of the program. So again, thank you very much for participating. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, can you hear me?
Yes, Tirthpad Prabhu.
Okay. So I just want to say gratitude and thanks to all the devotees who participated in this great event, celebration event for Rama Navami. Starting with Sevanandini Mataji and the team for doing the decoration, the stage decoration, and Raga Sindhu Prabhu and the team for doing all cleaning, pre and post, and then Sundar Gopinath Prabhu, and then many others, Pranath Govind Prabhu for doing Kirtan, and Madhav Prabhu for
arranging the kirtanars, and then Ganpati Govind Prabhu and Anand Gauranga Prabhu for doing the Abhishek. And thank you everyone, to Mataji, you also for coordinating this, and Nanda Gopal Prabhu for all the devotees. This is the first time we have done the Abhishek, so every year they should continue. And with that, thank you all. Hare Krishna. If anyone I have missed, my apologies. Hare Krishna.